Hello and welcome to one of my favorite parts of the Garden State Film Festival, the Filmmaker interviews. I have the pleasure of hosting them. Sophia Lucia Perola here. We are in our 23rd year, 23 years of Garden State Film Festival for good reason. We're back in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey, March 27th through March 30th. You can check out over 200 films this year, all various types of films. We got shorts, features, web series, pilots, animations, all good stuff. And one of the films you can check out is this feature film called Scarlet Winter. Here to talk with me about the film is the executive producer, director, co-writer, and editor, Munjal Yagnik. Munjal, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you,
How you
Sophia.
doing?
Thank you for hosting. I loved your
My
introduction. You have a great presence.
Thank you.
Pleasure to
Thank
meet
you.
you. Yes.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. You have a wonderful presence and an amazing talent. Scarlet Winter is a fantastic film, very intense. I'm really excited it's part of this year's lineup. I'm excited for people to see it. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
congratulations.
for the opportunity. Yeah, we're very excited. We've been traveling to film festivals for a little bit, and this is our first New Jersey screening. And so that's going to be really fun. We've had the closest we've been is New York City, which is still on the
Mhm,
other side of the state lines. So we're very excited. It's a great festival. I've heard great things. It seems well organized.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to meeting some other fun filmmakers and hopefully an audience that will enjoy thrillers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely anticipation throughout this whole film. And you definitely you make us work for it. Oh, I won't give anything away. But anyways, so basically, I loved the film. I thought I could tell that you're a wonderful director. I'm really excited to talk to you about it. But before we get into it, can you tell everyone watching a little bit about Scarlet Winter?
Yeah, so Scarlet Winter is my directorial debut. It's a film that it's a genre piece. We talk about it as a thriller or a whodunit. And the gist of the film is a man wakes up with a knife in his hand, and there's a dead body in the house. And through the film, we're trying to piece together events that led to that, and who the murderer is.
Hmm.
And so hopefully it's something I would say with a little bit of confidence that when audiences have watched it, they found it to be one of those films where you're at the edge of their seats. And
Hmm.
so hopefully, the audience in New Jersey will enjoy it too. And we've just had been on a great journey, and it's been a privilege showing this film and showing all the hard work of the cast and crew. It takes a village to make a film. And
Yeah.
in this case, it actually did, and it took years to properly finish the film. So a lot of
Hmm.
hard work, sweat, and love has been invested in this film. But it's a true indie.
You can tell a lot of hard work is invested in it. It's not just something thrown together. It's really carefully pieced together. It's some beautiful elements of it. The cast and crew was fantastic, and I'm floored to hear that this was your directorial debut.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just feature, like any directing a film?
No. I had done a bunch of shorts,
Okay.
and I've done other things in life, on the circumference of directing.
Mhm.
I work as a cinematographer myself, and I've worked in television and stuff, but getting your first feature off the ground
Yeah.
takes a lot, and you kind of have to start with self-funding the project, and hopefully other people will come on board. So we were quite privileged. When I started the project, we didn't know how all the finances and everything was going to work out, but eventually, executive producer Benny Howard came online, and he loved the project and he supported it wholeheartedly. And it's really because of Benny Howard that we were able to get this far with this
Mhm.
project.
And speaking a little bit more about that crew that made this possible and the cast, I mean, the cast was incredible, and you have to be in a film like this. It's really like a lot of emotions, very raw. Your scenes are really long with a lot of levels into it. It's lots of dialogue, lots of things not said. I mean, so the acting really was beautiful, followed by that camera movement. Like the tone was just very, very cohesive. So
Thank
talk to me
you.
about getting the perfect cast and crew for Scarlet Winter.
Yeah, so one of the, we were privileged to have just a fantastic cast. the challenge is when you are a first-time filmmaker, people are taking a leap of faith. You know, you don't have credentials to back beyond the work that you can show as a short filmmaker or things you've done on the circumference of directing. And so, you know, we went through an audition process, and those who came on board, they loved the script. Most of the cast had not seen the last 30 pages of the screenplay. They had only seen the first and the second act.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they did not know who the murderer was, and how the film actually ends. And so they took a leap of faith based on reading those pages. And you know, we hit it off, and it was a very tight schedule, and a lot of people put a lot of energy into it. But yeah, it was through an audition process that we found actors.
And what about the crew? Have you worked with any of the DP before? You talked about the executive producer earlier, Benny, who really helped you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our director of photography is June Q Park. He's a fantastic cinematographer and a good friend of mine. And we had worked on a bunch of shorts together. He's a really good friend. I've learned a lot from him. And with DP, when you're working on a film, hopefully you end up working with somebody who has a similar perspective to you. So there's not a lot of friction in being able to find the look of the film, and being able to find, you know, you share a similar eye. In Q's case, his eye is even stronger than mine. And so it was really a delight because we would be able to finish each other's sentences, but oftentimes, you know, he would be able to find something very interesting that I hadn't considered. And it was through that collaborative process that we were able to get this far, especially because we had shot in such a short amount of time. And the other part of it is when you're working with a DP like Q, you know, you can put some unreasonable limitations on a filmmaker like him, and he's able to deliver with those. And so in our case, we had very little time to execute lighting, and so we would pre-light some scenes, and when we would be moving through some of the setups, it was unreasonably short amount of time, and Q was up for the task, and we had come up with strategies that would enable us to keep the creative intent of the film, and have some visual interest with, you know, without actually falling behind on our schedule. So yeah, Q was just an incredible asset. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but Q's also the co-producer of the film. And without Q, we would not be here.
Well, shout out to everyone. Like, without any of them, it sounds like you wouldn't be here. But
Yeah,
specifically, the wonderful DP work, and like I
yeah,
said,
Q
he
was
really
just
matched the
brilliant.
tone of it. Like it just was another character in the film, which I love to see in film. You talk about the time. How long did this take in total? It sounds like the shooting schedule was really short, but how
Yeah, it
long
was
was the
incredibly
production?
short. It was a film like this. It has 156 scenes. So typically, a film like this should have taken somewhere between, I would say, 20 to 28 days, depending on what kind of a budget you have.
Mhm.
But we shot way under that. We were way less than 3 weeks, and and
Wow.
and so we finished in a very short amount of time. Yeah.
So important having people who see the same vision of you, but you could work with and
Yeah.
don't want to,
And also just, you know,
you know.
they're invested so hard that they're just putting so much energy into it. I mean, our crew, our production designer, you know, our sound team, everybody just
Mhm.
poured their hearts. So we were very privileged.
So I want to talk to you about you as a director because it just seems like it was really important. Like I don't know if you guys had rehearsals. Like I said, the acting was so important. The scenes were really long, and it was a lot of intense stuff happening in this film. And you know, a lot of you want that audience to be on the edge of the seat. So a lot of that is the directing. So tell me any inspirations of other films or directors, or just like kind of what you pulled from when directing this.
When it's different, every actor responds to the needs of a screenplay very differently. And so, you know, for example, when we were working with Brian Hope Travis or Nadine Van Asbeck or Sophie Mashowski, they are trained in a way that they come in with an idea, and they're collaborators from the very first shot that we shoot, and so they have an understanding of that, what they want to deliver, and then they're finding their scene from there. And
Mhm.
so they were actors that heavily rehearsed before they came on set. Gregory Waite, who is the lead in the film, he had done all his homework, and he would study the scene, but he is the kind of actor who likes to explore the scene through different takes, and he'll give you different options. And so,
Mhm.
just part of it, being a director that's working with a very diverse set of cast, is just figuring out what they respond to and what's their comfort and how they like finding their character and exploring their
Mhm.
character. You would read the screenplay. I mean, I wrote the screenplay with Zach Thielen, who's really an excellent writer. Again, a huge contributor to the project. Without him, we would not be here. But we would read the screenplay, and it's something that Zach and I wrote. But then, I would be reading it with Greg, and Greg would have his own perspective on it, and he would bring things to the film that I had not even considered as a writer myself.
Mhm. Great
So there were those
ideas.
great opportunities working with the whole cast. Caitlin Letty, she's also a fantastic actor and just was so invested from the very first day she came on board. So yeah, we just were very privileged, and everybody's process was very different. And so it's just
Mhm.
figuring out how to make it all come together as a team.
Yeah,
And really hoping to create a safe space and safe environment for them to do their best work. That's usually the goal.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of directors like 90%, which I don't know film if it's 90%, but is casting, and then you kind of just set the tone and guide from there.
Yeah, I mean, actors are so important, and people don't understand necessarily. Okay, that's a strong statement, but if you are not a filmmaker, you don't realize how vulnerable it is to be an actor and put yourself out there, because
Mhm.
you're trusting the filmmaker, oftentimes the director, and a lot of the other stakeholders, to make sure that they make something that will be something that will have legs, and it's something
Mhm.
that you can be proud of. And so, yeah, it is incredibly hard to be an actor and be that vulnerable, and do a scene over and over again. Um,
Mhm.
and some of these scenes are difficult, and
Mhm.
they require a lot of emotional investment from the part of the actors.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm always incredibly grateful for what an actor or an actress is able
Mhm.
to deliver on screen, because I'm not one, and I understand how hard it is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, to be in those.
Thank you. I love that. Well, you would hope directors like say like what you just said, because obviously that is a huge part of the way you direct and work with actors. You can tell the care and, like you said, like the importance you feel for them. So, and it's everyone's jobs are so important. This film is so well rounded, so amazing. I know we talked about these long scenes, and like even the second scene, I was just like, oh, like so amazing. Kind of reminded me of some of the scenes in Marriage Story, where it's just like long and so
Yeah,
many ups and downs, like a roller coaster. I love films like this.
yeah.
So before we're running on like the last minute, but I do want to ask you how you found Garden State Film Festival. We talked about how you feel coming, but this has been to a lot of festivals. I saw like Paris Film Festival all around the world. So why Garden State Film Festival, and how does it feel to have Scarlet Winter this year?
Yeah, Garden State. So part of it was, I want to bring this film to as many audiences as possible, and we hadn't had a screening in New Jersey, and it's a premier festival in New Jersey.
Mhm.
It's one of the best in the area, and so, just wanted to make sure that we have a screening in the state of New Jersey, not
Mhm.
just on the East Coast, so people can see it. And obviously, when I looked up Garden State, it's a credible festival, so it was
Love
just a
that.
privilege. So I submitted, and it was wonderful that the blind jury that was looking at the film thought it was worthy of screening at the festival. So it's been a
Yes.
great opportunity.
Ah, incredible. Well, I'm hoping I check out the nominations and see if any of the actors or any of you guys get any nominations this year, because I definitely feel like it is well deserved. I really enjoyed the film. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us about it. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, hopefully at the festival. Let me tell everyone watching how you can see Scarlet Winter. It will be playing in the Asbury. The film block is 8:45 to 11 p.m. Saturday, March 29th. So definitely come check it out. Get all your tickets at gsff.org. You can get individual tickets. You can get the Parkway Pass. You can get a whole bunch of things. Go check it out. Definitely come see Scarlet Winter. And Mujal, thank you again and congratulations.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. I'll see you at the festival.
Yep.
Bye.
See you at the festival.